Welcome to the Garage One podcast with your hosts Ross Smith and Sahir Saeed. Your only choice for insightful commentary on cars, real estate, and racing. Buckle up and let's get rolling.
Hey, Gearheads and Race Fans, welcome back to the Garage One podcast. We are back.
We're so back.
I was about to say, you're supposed to say, we are so back.
So back.
Oh, man, lots to talk about over the weekend.
Yours was
lots
good.
Of fun. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was hot for the first couple of days.
Yeah.
Thank you, Texas. So when I came off grid, in my try it was 102, it said in the truck. But you know how that is. Like, it always reads way higher, especially I got a black vehicle, so God knows what that does to the sensor in there.
But then at the same time, I mean, what was the track temperature at that point?
Oh, track temperature was in the high 90s.
Right.
And for the track temperature, that was, and then there was a good breeze. I mean, it was a really nice weekend overall. Thank you, Lord, it got a lot better on Sunday.
Did they wear cooling vests? Because that was the second race, right?
They were mandated to do the cooling vests. Man, there's so much to talk about the F1 weekend. So you had more than, just the F1 weekend going on. So
a lot going.
I was out. He was trying to handle things while I was gone. Lifetime.
We did Lifetime
event.
Yes, we did.
I heard
Lifetime.
that was the feedback on that has been really good.
Yes. So we did an event with Lifetime Shenandoah.
Yeah.
And it was kind of themed like a trunk or treat, but that side was handled by their team members.
Yeah.
We had, I would say, about 70 cars.
Okay.
That parking lot was packed because there was multiple events happening at Lifetime.
Oh, nice.
It was crazy, but I have to say they treated us well. Right.
Yeah.
So we host quite a bit of events, right? And we go to different places. This one, so they gave all of the drivers VIP wristbands. Those wristbands not only gave you access to the facility all day, so you could go work out, check it out, whatever it is, even if you're not a member, but also they set up a breakfast buffet, right?
Okay. And
then a couple of hours later, because it was 10 to 2, that breakfast buffet turned into like a lunch buffet kind of thing. And I'm sitting there thinking, this is cool. I can get used to this.
You talk about a reception. That's really nice.
It was really nice. People had fun. It did drizzle. There was quite a bit.
Oh, did it rain a little bit?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Which honestly, I mean, it makes the pictures pop.
So
it's a good thing.
Okay, so did they have you like on the top of the garage? Like, what was the setup like?
Yeah, so we were on the 3rd floor.
Okay.
So that's the last level in that parking garage.
Right.
It's open sky. We had half of it basically for the car for us, and then the other half for the trunk or treat. Because you don't want cars driving through the trunk or treat continuously.
Yeah. Especially if you're gonna have kids running around. Yeah.
Yeah. And we had vendors. We had quite a good time. Again, like 70 cars showed up. And it felt good because people were moving inside, going inside for a little bit, coming out. One of the highlights was a G-Wagon convertible, like one of those.
G-Wagon convertible?
Yeah. So they made them in Europe.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
Right?
Okay.
It's they're imported only. They sold them in Europe. So in Europe, you could actually buy a 2-door G-Wagon or a convertible. That's a thing.
Interesting.
It's much shorter. It's like
I don't think I've ever seen it too. Is a G-Wagon typically 4-door, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Right?
I'm learning things here. That's good.
When he pulled up, I was like,
is that part of that import thing that got lifted? You know how a bunch of people are importing R34 Skylines and all that other stuff. Do you know if that affected that at all?
Probably because, what is it, 25 years? Still, it's 25 years.
It's that's right. Yeah. It's the 25-year thing.
And if I look at it, that car was not 25 years old. So I don't know.
Okay. All right.
But it's imported.
I mean, anything's possible with enough money. So.
Well, yeah, and you can import to like Canada, and then from Canada, kind of do a deal, bring it back somehow.
Gotcha.
But it's imported because it's a G500.
Oh, gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
The US received it's the same car, but it was $550.
Okay.
Right. So
now I know.
Yeah. So whenever you see like
that's one of those little car facts that makes you feel really smart, that if like you can point that out, oh, that's a European version.
European.
How do you know, Ross? Well,
yeah, right. But that
Sahir told me.
You're sad, literally. But yeah, that was a really cool car. We had some Porsches, some Ferraris. Vic showed up in his Ultimate.
Right on.
It was really cool. Yeah, I was, communicating a lot with the Lifetime people just to see how they are feeling about it.
Sure.
They ran out of parking, so we had to give them some of his space back.
Okay.
Which was okay because
it's a great problem to have.
Yeah, and our numbers were dampened literally because of the rain. So we could kind of, the day before kind of feel, okay, this is going to be a little lighter because the possibility of the rain.
Yeah.
Right. And ultimately it was raining, but my app was saying no rain. Like while it's raining.
Of course it was.
It's sunny. Like no clouds. It's just raining.
Thank you, Texas.
But yeah, people had fun. We had people go in and work out while their car is out there. Kind of felt different.
Nice.
Which is, I mean,
but that's good though, right? I mean, it's a break from, and that's kind of what I like about kind of what we've been doing lately is doing some one-off stuff.
Yeah.
Let's break it up a little bit. Going that route. You have the Cars and Coffee. You have your traditional, like everybody does kind of the same thing. This all spurred from the same basic concept, I guess you'd say. Where do you see this going? Like, where do you see the future of...
I didn't realize this was an interview.
The Cars and Coffee. This just popped into my head. This is not scripted by any stretch. Yeah. But I just...
By the way, none of this is scripted.
By the way, none of this is scripted. We have a loose idea of what we're going to talk about and just run with it. But what do you think?
For us personally or in general?
In general. And just as a car culture in general. Because, I mean, we had this was it last week or 2 weeks ago? There was some big time deals with the takeovers and a bunch of people got arrested. There were some major events that got shut down because of things that had happened the night before off site, which I feel really bad for the organizers because as organizers ourselves, how much time and effort do we put into these things ahead of time, and money, resources, time, and then just to get it shut down by some assholes that are out there causing problems.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Ultimately there's multiple things that you have to see there, right? We have to think about safety. Mm-hmm. Like number one thing is safety.
For sure.
So when we keep telling people, hey, don't rev, don't do this, don't do that, it's really not, the noise doesn't bother me. It might bother the neighbors. Personally,
that's really where it comes from, is the neighbors, right? Especially if you've got residential stuff near where you're holding the event.
Yeah.
They don't want you. If we're there at 8 o'clock in the morning, they're not looking to hear the event door over their morning
If we are on a race,
if
we are on MSR and someone wants to rev, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no one there, right? But it's really about keeping it a community event. We want to be welcomed.
Right.
Right. Feel like the tricky thing with the one-offs is a lot of times people feel like, if it's a takeover, it's like,
right.
Do we care about coming back?
We're not going to be back anyway.
We're not going to be back. The issue there is one guy starts revving, the next guy starts revving.
Mm-hmm.
Adrenaline just goes through the roof. And then we're just doing
oh my God.
random...
I've had a kid too long. My immediate mind goes to that scene in Zootopia where the wolves are howling and they just start a group howl, and that's kind of what it is in the
and then you have the guy that goes, watch this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just like the kids, right?
And it's
watch this.
Watch this. My parents told me a long time ago, if any of your activities ever start with watch this or hold my beer, don't. Just stop right there.
Just don't. But, that's one thing. And I feel like social media, again, it's a blessing and a curse.
Amen.
If you look back 10 years ago, we knew exactly what car shows were going on.
Yeah.
There's
true.
X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
That's it. Those are the ones.
It was a regular thing. That's where you went.
And there was groups that were meeting separately. They were doing their own thing, but you couldn't get the word out. It was all kind of contained. Right. You were not in the text group or you were not in it.
You weren't appealing to the masses at that point.
You were not.
Yeah.
Right. right now, it's become a thing where it is appealing to the masses. At the same time, social media created accessibility for lots of people to start their own thing, including us. If you look at it back then, we didn't have, maybe we had better chances of starting a car event just because of our network.
Sure.
But right now, it feels like anyone can really start a car event.
And they sure are trying.
Right? Well, they sure are trying. Yeah. And so there is it's getting a little watered down right now.
Yeah.
There's just a lot going on. Like you look at it and it's like, oh, wow, there's 5 events on a Saturday morning.
Yeah. You almost have like what I would call like event fatigue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's just too much going on. So,
and then depending on what group you're appealing to, right? If you're appealing to the exotic community, you're really going after the same, let's say 300 people.
Right.
Out there, right? So if there's 2 events at the same time, you're really just splitting the
what are you going to do?
There, right?
I mean, at that point, it's like, it's down to where's it at?
Correct.
What's going on? Honestly, are my buddies going? So because if my buddies are going to this one, then I'm probably not going to split off and go to something else. I'm gonna go to this one. That's where everybody's going.
So, to go back to where do I see this going for the whole community? Honestly, hard to say. It's very hard to say because you've got groups that are excelling at what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Coming up with great ideas, coming up with just concepts that I'm just like, wow.
You got networking clubs. You've got, the hangar events, stuff like that, which I even feel like some of those are losing their luster too, because everybody's kind of doing the same thing now. Now that there's been some successful ones, they're like, "Ooh, I want to do one of those," instead of kind of thinking more along the lines of what else.
What else? And the what else is an issue, right? Because I look at our stuff and I'm thinking, where is this going?
Yeah,
where are we taking this? Right now, we have purpose for the event.
Mm-hmm.
It is a networking event at the end of the day. Right? I mean, it's kind of like a happy hour, but it's not a happy hour. It's in the mornings and we're grabbing coffee.
Right.
So it's getting people together. For us, it's really getting people together, getting the cars out there. The cars are a bonus. It's really about the people.
Right.
We want, and I've messaged so many people. I'm like, hey, if your car is not ready, just show up.
Right. I still show up and my car's been in the garage for a year.
But that's the thing. It's like we want the community, we want the people. Right? You just because your car isn't ready doesn't mean you exit the car scene.
For sure.
Right? You're part of it. That's it. Right? So it's really, and again, we're always open for ideas for events, etc.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
We want to maintain a standard.
And if you want us there,
absolutely.
Just like Lifetime reaches out. Like, hey, we see what you guys are doing. We really like it. We understand that you're pulling a certain crowd. We want that.
Correct.
So,
and I mean, we get quite a bit of inquiries at this point. It's not that we are selective. We're a certain, there's selective patterns there, but we also want to make sure that it's actually good for the community that we're bringing in.
Right. Because at the end of the day, we're not making it about us. We don't ever make any of our events about us.
Yeah.
It's about the people that can come out and making sure that they have
hey, the car that loses its spot first is always mine.
Right. That's true.
Hey, where do we park this?
Let me move mine.
Let me car out. Give it to.
Move it out of my prime spot. Just a placeholder.
There's like a brick right there. But that's the thing. So I see the community evolving. I think it's similar to real estate. When the market is good, everyone hops on. Market is bad,
amen to that.
Everyone jumps off.
Good gravy. Here, listen, what did the NAR, National Association of Realtors, for those who don't know, lost like 32,000 agents, I think the last count was, just in the last year or so. Well, I mean, the market, it's not easy anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny, like you said, when everybody wants to jump on and renew their license if they have one or get one, when things are popping and things are moving and it's easy. But when times get hard, you really find the real professionals, the people that can survive through the roller coaster, that is the economy sometimes.
Which, it's I feel like there's similarities here because
for sure,
we look at our stuff, our events end up costing money. It's not a free Yes, it's fun. We do it for the fun part, but it's also, time consuming quite a bit.
Right.
But also costs money. So, and what is it? It's like when you open up a new store, right away when you open up, you're going to have the hype. Everyone wants to check it out.
Yes.
Right. But after
like
6 months,
whatever it is, the new sushi restaurant or a new barbecue joint or whatever, you're going to get that big influx of folks like right at the beginning. But is it sustainable?
Right. And it scares me sometimes. I look at our stuff and I'm like, is this sustainable? Right.
Yeah.
What do we need to do to make it, keep it relevant?
Right.
Luckily, cars are, it's like an art show at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right? People do love coming out.
That is.
When the weather is good and enjoying their vehicle and other people's vehicles. But I feel like at some point, again, something needs to, I wouldn't say improve or change, but there's a next level.
I think it becomes less about the cars that are showing up because, yes, that's a lot of fun. And that's one thing I love about ours is like you never know what's going to show up. There's things that come out of the woodwork that people are just like, you know what, I'm going to bring X today. Yeah. That's super exciting. But it's becoming less and less about the cars, and the cars become just the reason to get together and more about the community.
And I think that there's one thing that's confusing to a lot of people is they are always like, bring your people out. Oh, let's host an event, bring your people out.
Yeah.
And it's like, we have built it in a way where everyone is welcome.
Right.
There is no my people.
Yeah.
It's
just the people.
Without the people, we don't have an event.
That's right.
So it's not like, oh, you gotta, it's only Supercar Showcase people that can show up.
Yeah. Just show up. Hey, this is where we're going to be. Come have a good time.
Come have a good time and let's enjoy it. And it's all.
Have some of those. God, those breakfast burritos at Maven are just off the hook. I love those things.
It's when they
good.
Start the barbecue outside.
They're
they're gonna.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be nice.
But yeah, the week though, I did go to the Exotics Network in Austin.
Oh yeah, that's
Austin
right.
Twice this week.
Yeah, you did some driving.
Sure did. Yeah. So that event was great. And again, you see the evolution there because that was my first time at that event, and people were saying that the previous one last year was at a bar.
Right.
Now you're here
now it's at a venue.
At a convention center,
Convention
I guess.
center, right?
Whatever it is, theater. And you've got the backdrop of the city, and you've got 3 Koenigseggs, right?
Man, the photos and the media that came out of that event was pretty stunning.
Insane, and that shows you that done the right way, there is a big, big
potential for it. Yeah.
Big potential for it.
Yeah.
And again, it's now we're all busy. So
that's the thing, was we all have day jobs, right?
Yeah.
Like we don't do this for a living. We do real estate, which, let's talk about the real estate market here. Josh. Are you out? Are we done? Okay, let's shut it off.
This is not gonna park my car.
Again, going back to like all the fly-by-nights have gotten out of the business or gone and done something else, and the real people that actually make a living out of this and actually do a good job for their clients are still trudging through what we have.
See, you can see that if you trace it back to like COVID times, during like right after COVID, when the market was heating up and it was like going nuts.
Yep.
We had a shortage of listings. And usually we are in a small area, right? When we are dealing with the Woodlands, we kind of know most of the agents that are listing agents,
right? That
end up listing property.
Right.
Well, during that time, I would pull up a listing and read the name, and I'm thinking, I've never heard of you.
Right.
Right. You look up their license and it's like just finished. Or, the license is like 10 years old, but
their license starts with an 8 or a 9.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was, those numbers just shot up. I mean, at that point, I had people that were asking me to do their work because they were so new. They didn't know what to do.
Oh my gosh. I can't tell you how many times people have been like, hey, or a buyer's agent would be like, hey, could you just go ahead and write up the contract and I'll just run it by my people. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Sure.
You sure about that? Because, I mean, fiduciary duty here, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to write it for my sellers, so brace yourself.
And see, that's so we're kind of in an opposite market right now.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yes,
we're in a
pretty much
market where stuff is not really, it's a buyer's market.
Well, I mean, big things are median income is down 2.1%
Yeah.
across the board in the nation. Interest rates sitting right at about 6.25-ish prime for 30-year.
Yeah.
15-year, which is 15 years looking pretty. If you can put the equity down, looking pretty smart because it's right at about 5.6-ish. I mean, there's just so many. There's 500,000 more sellers than there are buyers in the U.S. right now. That's first time in history, 500,000. So that's a bunch.
The imbalance is right there. And it's not just that, it's the, okay, so I was just talking to a client about this. So usually you have interest rates high, prices go down. Right? Because it's just.
Yes, it has to balance itself, right?
In my opinion, what has happened is interest rates went up and prices didn't really move. They went down a little bit, but recently, but they didn't really move because everyone here is hoping that the interest rates drop, and then whatever they're trying to sell at will, and
that's a really good point. Because what's staggering is that the mortgage industry right now is sitting on more pre-approval letters that are not being used than any time in history either. So you have these two factors that are just waiting to balance themselves out, right? Whole bunch of sellers, whole bunch of pre-approved buyers, and then in the middle you have this interest rate, the stubborn ass interest rate that people are just waiting for it to drop. But the experts are like, look, it's going to stay above 6% for at least the next couple of years.
Let's be realistic about it. We can talk about they should just drop the interest rates. You can't just do that. It's not like a plug and there's just unplug it again.
That's what got us in trouble in the first place. Is they're just like, oh, let's drop it until the market responds.
Yeah.
And now we have, the big, huge jump in equity that we saw, 10 to 15%, and those prices aren't coming down. So between the high prices and the high interest rate, you got a stalemate because people are like I'm sitting on like a 2.7% on my mortgage.
Yeah, why would you?
Why in the bloody hell would I ever consider? That's like damn near free money when you look at economic factors.
And the problem is, could you? Yes, you could.
Yes.
But at that point, the house that you would be wanting,
right,
is probably 30% more expensive than your current house.
Right. Exactly.
Without giving you the 30% more, whatever it is.
Right. Because inventory is so high that you're not getting that premium that you enjoyed in the equity that's coming back down.
Yeah.
So the imbalance there. Right.
And that's where I'm like, okay, well, I've been optimistic and saying, 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
But realistic, it's 12 to 24, maybe.
And the people that need to move are moving.
That's the thing. Yes.
Right.
People that need to move, have to move, want and can are moving. They don't care about anything. We did see a huge, like for a while, when interest rates first skyrocketed, we did see an influx of cash transactions. And I feel like those have come down.
Yeah.
I feel like that has kind of worn itself out.
Right.
But yeah, there was a whole influx. I mean, every second transaction was cash.
Right.
Which is great.
If you can do it, awesome. I like closing in 2 weeks.
I did close one today and we got on the contract. Today's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Last Wednesday.
Wow.
Yeah. Wednesday to Wednesday.
Right on.
That's
a quick one.
It's a quick one, right? But again, you gotta work it somehow to make it happen.
I wish more folks kind of saw the situation and were like, look, I know that there's an opportunity here, especially with the amount of inventory that's out there, to get those prices down. Like, go make offers. Like, let's see what you can do.
Okay, so that brings us to another thing. You said it. You said, there's 500,000 more sellers than buyers.
Right.
There. You also said that there is an obscene amount of pre-approvals ready to go. Those buyers aren't mentally ready.
Yeah, they're not.
They're ready on paper.
I think they're waiting to see it. I think they're waiting to see a 5 on the percentage.
I don't even think that they are calculating it. This might sound, a little.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of it has to do with the current uncertainty in the economy. Consumer confidence is way down, way down. Discretionary spending is way down. There's a lot of different factors. People are not confident.
Yeah. So, that puts you in a position where you're like, well, I have it on paper. I can buy this house, but then they are either not actively looking, if you're approved and ready to go and you only want to see a house every couple of weeks. Look at our batting average. It's going to be terrible. We're barely trying. It's barely trying. I know you can. I have your pre-approval letter.
You're not swinging.
We're not trying. And then, you look at the other side and you're like, you have the people that are actively looking, but not making a decision. They're looking, go out and tour and do this and do that. But they're
in the back of their mind, the desire is there, but the motivation is just.
Yes. Motivation is a very important thing, right? It also takes, again, the current state of a lot of things. There is people aren't. You should be excited about the home purchase.
That's right.
I don't think people are excited because in the back of their head is like, getting myself into a lot of debt here.
So I went and did some fun stuff for just our viewing people, our sphere. So if you're putting off, or you got too many cars in the garage, and if you're putting off, maybe you've always had that 2-car garage. Yeah. You've always wanted the 3, or if you had the 3 and you want to expand, and people are always like, well, it's hard to find a 3-car garage, dude. So under 400,000, under the 400,000 mark, which most people, that's fairly affordable, right? Under the 400,000 mark for 3-car garages in the Houston area, which, by the way, I did the little circle thing, and I never really thought about the fact that Houston is 70 miles wide. If you include
it's not just wide, it's wild.
It's wild. And that's being conservative. Like, cause if you're really going to Conroe and all these other, outside cities, Fulshire, all that stuff, it's even bigger. But a 70-mile radius, 3-car garages under 400,000 right now. There's 387 listings with 3-car garages. If you throw out the 400 and you want to go 4-car, so if you're going to 4-car territory, you probably have the money to go above 400.
Oh, I would say. For sure.
Right.
For sure.
So that's why I did that. So,
if you can own 4 cars, then.
Right. So $400,000 to like infinity, just like whatever.
Yeah.
Like 4+ car garages. There's 521 listings out there in the Houston area. So car folks, the stuff is out there. If you want to upgrade and we just got done talking about, there's an opportunity to get them less than for what they're listed for.
Absolutely.
Pull the trigger, man. Swing the bat.
Yeah. And that you say that too, because usually, there's formulas, right? In our mind, there's formulas. If the house was just listed on the market, don't come in and say, I'll give you 15% under asking. And it's been on the market 2 days.
Right.
There's certain areas that are still hot.
Yep.
Something in the woodlands, that's still going to be hot.
Real estate is hyper local.
Yeah.
What should be happening in one neighborhood is not happening in the other.
Across the street can be completely different.
Yeah. Zillow. Are you listening, Zillow? Good God.
But then at the same time, you think about it and you're like, but people. Yeah. Everyone usually wants to haggle and negotiate.
Right.
If the house has been on the market for 60, 70, 80, 90 days, let's negotiate.
Right.
Both sides would be excited to negotiate.
Yeah.
So just swing.
Yep.
If you are in it, and because let's take it a little bit further. Interest rates are up. Prices have dropped a little bit, right? But when that balances back, it's not going to be, this is just going to drop. It's going to be this.
Right. That is a very good point.
So now let's say $400,000 house that you're looking at. Interest rates 6.25. Interest rates drop to 5. 4.5. That $400,000 house, we have so many people, the highest number of people on the
Just
sidelines.
that inventory, goodbye.
Ready,
right?
right? Demand is going to go up. Now that whole 500,000 more sellers than buyers is going to swing the other way. One house, now there's 10 people wanting it, right? That $400,000 house is now $450,000.
Supply and demand.
Right? Exactly. Now, okay, so now I got a $450,000 house with a 4.5% interest rate. Payment is probably similar.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know, it's rough math.
Within a couple $100. I mean, you're not talking anything big swing.
The thing is, 400, 6.25, you buy it, interest rates drop, you refi, nothing changed. 4.5% interest rate, $450,000, $50,000.
Right.
You overpaid.
Right.
You can always change the interest rates. No one is going to come back and say, hey, Ross, you know what, buddy? You paid too much. Let me give you, here's $50,000 back.
Yep,
absolutely. So I feel like that's kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at it in those kind of terms, it's pretty easy, right? So
It's easy, but at the same time, we live it. We talk about it like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good because we live it day to day. And the consumer doesn't. The consumer, it's a once every 10-year thing or 5-year or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's 5 to 7, I want to say.
5 to 7 in nationwide, I think.
Yeah.
But like if you look hyper local, because we're in an area where everyone is just in and out.
Right.
I would say 3 to 5.
Yeah.
Majority.
That's true.
3 to 5 is kind of like a decent number.
Yeah, and especially when you start talking about new construction, which we've had a whole lot of new construction, that's about the point where, things start going wrong in the house, from new, you're like, oh, maybe we should start looking again.
Which, I mean, at the same time, it's like when someone is looking at new construction, I always tell them, hey, if you're not planning on staying here for at least 2 years, 5 years, really, don't do it.
Yeah.
Because the market, you're going to fight against the builder.
Right. Yeah.
For the foreseeable future. And guess what? The builder has deeper pockets.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're trying to resell for $320 and the builder still has inventory, that inventory is going to go $300.
Right.
Now,
yeah. If you're new construction, you need to be in there for the length of how long it's going to be able to sell out that neighborhood.
Yeah.
So,
hey, that was an excursion.
It was a little excursion, wasn't it? Let's take it back.
Where are we going?
Let's take it back to F1.
Yes. Tell us about your experience. You're on the track.
Yep. So
behind the cheerleaders, by the way.
Man, I gotta hand it
the picture right now.
What's that?
Behind the cheerleaders.
Behind the cheerleaders, yeah. I'll show that one. Yeah, no, that was pretty funny. I was like, hey, I got some pretty good seats too, right behind the Texans cheerleaders. But yeah, it was a great weekend. I mean, the weather was good. Otherwise, it was hot. I got an amazing crew that I work with, so they are so on top of everything that it's easy. It's a lot of fun. I mean, even when you have problems, it's usually resolved pretty quickly. Some neat stuff that's happening. So we're developing a software right now for the FIA to try to get us off paper. I know.
So he mentioned this right before we started talking, and I'm thinking the most advanced sport in the world, probably one of the most expensive,
hands down.
Yeah, sports in the world, and you guys are doing paper and clipboards.
Oh my gosh, we are. So each one of us has a clipboard, and especially the guys that are inside the boxes, just documenting pretty much everything that's happening. It's all done on paper, white and green sheets, like whether you're on track or not on track. It's so our fearless leader Adam has worked with actually AI and come up with a software that's very comprehensive. It's really nice.
What are you guys documenting?
Okay, so we are basically the eyes and ears of the FIA, right? That they can't bring enough people internationally to be able to have an FIA guy in each garage, right? So that's where we come in, and we're kind of the right arm of the FIA, and we're looking for everything from, I mean, during initial scrutineering, we help them out doing a lot of different stuff, like, you know, so like WC, we're like measuring stuff on the car and 3D scanning the cars and doing all kinds of fun stuff. Hell, MotoGP, we're measuring the temperature of the fuel to make sure that they're not supercooling it and all kinds of fun stuff like that.
Are teams cheating?
All the time.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Purposeful.
I mean, they're always looking for an advantage. Always looking for an advantage. It never fails. I mean, you got the Red Bull, you know, was trying to, you know, pulled the okay. So if you haven't heard this is a big scandal right now.
I think it is a scandal.
I don't know. Well, okay. So, and then this is one thing about scrutineering is you always have to look at it from a rules perspective, right? Yeah. There is no rule against them putting a marker on. Okay. So what happened is Lando likes to put a piece of tape, or their team, so that he knows where to line up. Okay. And that he doesn't go over his pit box, because you can get penalties for that. So there's no rule anywhere that says that he can't do that.
Yeah.
So Red Bull figured out that he was doing that, and we'll go back and look at the tape. But, and I know the scrutineers that are not the scrutineers, but the pit and grid people that are out there, and they don't play.
Yeah.
They are very good at what they do, and they're like hawk watching things and by the book, right? Mm-hmm. So if they say that the guy didn't follow instructions to leave pit lane when he was supposed to, then I 100% believe them and behind them.
So the penalty was for that.
Penalty was, well, yeah, because there's no rule against, because Red Bull went and like tried to remove the tape that was his reference point. So that's what they got him on, was not following the marshal's instructions.
Yeah.
And of course, Red Bull played it off, and we always do that, blah, 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 you know, the whole political BS. But the fact of the matter is they're jacking with him. They are messing with him hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, and again, Lando is one of those people where you can get in his head.
Yeah.
So if he's doing his warm-up laps, comes back and wants to line up, and his thing is gone.
It goes back to, they're always trying to mess with each other's heads.
Mess with Lando.
I mean, this extent, like back when the big rivalry was between Hamilton and Verstappen. So, you know, Hamilton would take way longer to get ready to do anything else or whatever they're doing, whether it's, and they're always having to wait on Hamilton to get, and it's in your head, like, I'm waiting on Hamilton. So Verstappen started doing it too. He started taking longer to get to things, whatever it was, media or whatever. So they started to have to wait on him. All a mind game.
The best guy doing mind games, but it's like, it's there. Like, he's not even hiding it, is Alonso.
Oh, God, yeah. 100%.
He has so much experience. He will mess with you. You know he's messing with you.
He's going to find every avenue to jack with you.
Speaking about Alonso and the sprint race, we talked about the meme that was going around.
Oh, yeah.
Where Red Bull was telling Hulkenberg. They were telling Hulkenberg, hey, take out the McLarens. And he goes, got it. I'll take out the McLarens and Alonso.
And Alonso's like, wait, what? What do you mean?
What
did I do?
Which I mean, yeah, he did take them out.
It was pretty funny.
Bowling ball over there.
Yeah. So that was interesting. So yeah. So back to, so we're talking about the scrutineering software where it's more of like point and click, and we're developing this software to be able to do it faster and more efficiently.
Is it an app?
It is. It's an app that they developed, and the FIA can watch it in real time.
Oh.
So they have an iPad as well, so they can see what people are doing when they're doing it, instead of having to wait till the end and turning in your sheets and then going back and having to look at cameras. Because I mean, I want to say there's 300, almost 400 cameras in the track area alone.
Wow.
And in the pit boxes, there's probably 5 or 6. So there's always the eye in the sky that's looking and seeing,
watching,
but we're more of a reference and catch it as it's happening type thing. So we're kind of the watchdogs Like, actually, it was funny because I got to the Legs Out podcast ladies were there this weekend, so I got to hang out with them for just a minute. I went out of the track and was just wanted to say hi and see what they're doing. So a couple of people stopped me because when I'm in all my gear and stuff, and it says, Deputy, whatever, Chief Scrutineer on my tabard, and had a couple people say, "Oh, what do you do?" Like, "Oh, what's a scrutineer?" We go through it. One of the guys, and by the way, he had a Mercedes jersey on, but anyway, we won't go there. It's like, "Oh, scrutineer, what do you?" And I didn't ignore him, but I was kind of like, "Hey, I gotta go because I needed to go," type thing. And he's like, "Dickhead."
Oh, nice.
And I was like,
okay.
Look, I know I'm not the most popular person a lot of times, especially when we have to do disqualifications and things like that, but we serve a very essential function, for the race to even happen. So I get it. There's a little bit of hate there, and I'm perfectly fine with that because you know what? I'm on pit lane and you're on turn 15 in your bleachers.
Let's see. I mean, that's the truth, though. The truth. Yeah. People are going to have a thought about it. It's like a referee and
that's okay.
Any match, Yeah. One side is going to hate the ref.
Yep.
But at the same side, I mean, let's take it back to when that incident happened and Hamilton was disqualified.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Because of a certain person.
Dude,
stable. It was
I mean, the rules are the rules, right? If you're under by 1 millimeter on your skid plate, then you're under 1 millimeter. There's nothing that we can do. And it's what's really funny is you asked if they actively cheat sometimes, and we found this weekend some guys that were running thicker than required skid plates so that when they came in, they could be in spec. And we caught a couple of guys that will remain nameless. I mean, so that's one of the things, like we're always watching, right? Like take the skid plate thing. So there was a Southern European team that took their skid plates off and put them in a tray, and then they disappeared into a drawer somewhere. And whether that drawer had a secret compartment or whatever in the back, or who knows, like did these
I'm trying to figure out who Southern European is there. Half of them are based in England.
The
only one south of England, there's one.
Yeah. So those have to stay within view at all times, so they can't like swap them out and do all that.
Makes
sense. That's kind of what, in a nutshell, that we do.
Do you guys get to enjoy the race?
Oh yeah,
you do actually get.
Yeah. Well, so what's fun is like depending on what your box you're in, they're all watching. The whole pit crew's lined up in in their chairs, actually watching the race. So you get to watch the race from whatever box you're in. One of the nice things about my job is I'm more of a rover / supervisor, so I can go anywhere on pit lane. And by the way, so Red Bull has the best TV setup. Aston Martin has the best sound system.
Waiting for the invite.
So right, but all of them have really nice setups where they can watch the race from. But yeah, and obviously there's the big TVs all around the track. That you can watch from as well.
Let me tell you about my experience.
Yeah.
So thank you for getting us there.
Absolutely.
So there's 3 of us. And get to the track. But I'd say about 11-ish, maybe right before 11 on Sunday, right? We only did the race day.
Yeah.
Get to the track, go to ticketing. We actually got lucky because we got one of the carts to take us to ticketing. So all the way. I'll go to ticketing. They hand us the 3.
She didn't have to walk the 2.5 miles around the track to get to the ticket booth. That's nice.
And she was so nice to us. She was like, "Hey, if one of you stays in here, I don't have to take on new people."
She wanted a break.
Yeah.
That's great.
We're like, okay. So she took us all the way back to our turn.
Okay.
Right. But yeah, so, we get the tickets and we're excited. And I asked her, I'm like, "Hey, GA tickets, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, general admission." Very cool. Drives us back to the turn and we go in and it's the Porsche race.
Yep.
Which was very interesting. The last car in that race was Herbie.
Yeah.
53 and everything. I mean, that car just looked like Herbie, and it was dead last too, like car. But yeah, so we get in, we watch the race, and we're kind of scouting the general admission areas. Like, maybe from here.
Like, where are we actually going to set up camp? Yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, well, we just want a sneak peek. We don't really, at that point, you're okay with what you're getting.
Right.
But an hour after the race, or maybe 30 minutes after the race, you text me. Check go check if they have actually seating tickets. So we go and check, and they're like, no, you have seats. And, I'm like, no, ask again. And it's like, no, you have seats. Can we get better seats? And they're like, you have.
Dude, look at your ticket.
You have great seats. So, we walk back to where our seats are.
You guys ended up with.
So we were right there turn 4.
Yeah.
So we had the whole chicane. We could watch the whole thing.
Great spot.
We were far back enough in that section that we had shade of the whole race.
That's awesome.
Right? Perfect.
And you're high enough to where you can see more.
You could see more without any fencing.
That's nice.
Like that side does not have high fencing in general. Right. So you could actually, you had clear view, right? And I mean, the best thing about it when you're watching F1, it's really the sound too. And I know those engines aren't the best sounding ones, but when you have the slowdown and acceleration portion, you get all of that vibration, and so it ended up being a great experience. We left, I think, 10 laps before it was over.
Yeah.
Just to try to beat the traffic.
Because that's smart.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. Not much is going to happen at this point. Well, what happened, we knew it was going to happen.
Right.
Which now let's talk about the actual results.
So, I mean, that goes back to the championship standings and where it's at, right? Max Verstappen has made up 60 points in 3 races and closed that gap with a quickness.
Yeah.
So Lando, Oscar, and Verstappen, right? Sorry, Ferrari fans, Leclerc is officially, there is no chance.
It was his birthday, though. So
it was his birthday. Happy birthday.
But, it's scary for McLaren. I mean, McLaren itself is fine, but for their drivers.
Well, when they keep doing crap like they did in the sprint race, that's okay. So, yeah. What is your take on the sprint race fiasco?
I mean, I watched it a couple of times, but I really didn't try to figure out how much fault is there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Regardless, Hülkenberg should have paid a little bit more attention.
Okay.
I mean, ultimately, it is a crowded front.
Oh, yeah. I mean, first lap.
A
lot of this is chalked up to racing incidents, right? First lap, everybody's adrenaline's going. Yeah, got it.
It's tight. Hülkenberg is maybe used to being a little bit further in the back. By the time he gets to that turn, it's less traffic versus 4th place. You're in the midst. 4th just means that 10th is really in your neck at that point because the turn is so tight. So awareness of space, maybe one thing. The problem with McLaren in general is the whole papaya rules. At some point, those papaya rules need to just be.
Well, I think at this point, they're the gloves are off because they've already won the Constructors' Championship. So, I mean,
and it's fair. The gloves are
off. At this point, don't destroy our $20 million car.
Yeah. But at the same time, if you actually want to win the drivers as well, you should look back and make a decision.
That's right.
Hey, now we have 5 races, 6 races?
5 races.
5 races left.
Yep.
Guys,
keep it clean.
Keep it clean.
Race, but keep it clean.
Yeah, and maybe do make a decision.
Yeah.
Internally. It's just like, hey, if Piastri is ahead, next race, whoever is ahead next race is our number 1 driver.
Right.
Because you got to be behind one person.
And especially if you're not going to designate that right off the bat, like we've talked about this before, then it can sway back and forth. Whoever's in the lead, that's who's getting the favor. So you better freaking start racing. And
because, I mean, you're ultimately racing against a team that has 1 driver.
Yes, amen. They have 1 driver. 1 driver and 1 car.
Yeah.
Yep.
All the resources, all they care about at this point, they've lost the team, constructors, hey, can we swing this?
Yeah.
Can we come back from the largest deficit ever in points?
Right.
And still win it?
Now, he literally would have to win every single race from here on out.
Was it 46 points?
Yeah. So he would have to win every single race from here on out. And Lando and Oscar would have to end up in certain spots. Like, it's a long shot.
Ross, it's 40 points.
Is it 40 points?
40 points. And I think there's 2 sprint races.
See, I probably had that stat has probably changed since this last weekend. Since he won both of them, it's like, well, wait a minute, this might actually be possible.
40 points is not far.
That's not. I mean, especially when he made up 60 in just a few races. But I don't know, man. So that particular incident, I don't think was really Hulk's fault. And the reason I say that is because I've gone back and watched a whole bunch of times. And when they're coming through turn 1, Lando sees a gap that doesn't really exist because he's not taking into consideration that Hulkenberg is literally on his back tire.
Yeah.
So when Lando moves over and makes that kind of erratic move, then he climbs up on top of Hulk's front end, which if you watch he didn't turn at all. Like, he didn't try to avoid it because it happened so fast. And now Lando takes out Oscar. So I feel like that was a kind of a bonehead move because, gentlemen, we have 50 go. You cannot win it in the first turn, but you can sure as hell lose it in the first turn, which this is a perfect example of that.
I agree. You got 56 laps of doing something.
Was that worth it? Was that worth losing all those points for both McLarens just to try to win it in the first turn? At COTA, for God's sakes.
And they should be running races at this point, conserving points. Because again, you have 40 points.
Yep.
Let's conserve these 40-point difference.
Right. Let's make sure both guys are scoring points until it's a statistical impossibility for Verstappen to come up from behind. Then go race. Then go knock yourselves out.
Just do it. Yeah. And see, and again, Hulkenberg is probably one of the most experienced and level-headed drivers
for sure
on the track right now.
Yep. And he is fast. He had a better car underneath him.
But he's level-headed. He doesn't get flustered or, he's the driver that wouldn't do this, especially not when he's in 4th in a Sauber.
Right. I feel like there's a lot of youthful exuberance that's causing some issues out there, because you're not going to see Hulk or Alonso or hell, if Kimi Räikkönen was back in the mix of it, keeping the level head and playing the long game.
Yeah, it's the long game. And we talked about this with World Endurance. We watched the race and it's like a 6-hour race.
Right.
And these guys are
that's right.
fighting. It's like turn 5 and they're hitting each other. And I'm like, dude, stop. You've got a whole race.
I understand we all want to race. That is why we were here, for the love of God.
It's like they're racing for the moment. Let me pass this guy. It's like, the next pit stop, it's going to take you 3 minutes.
If you go back and look at a lot of these clips that are on the internet from all the different racing series, whether it be, V8 supercars or WEC or whatever, a lot of these clips that make it on the internet of wrecks or people pushing off track and all the other stuff, they didn't need to happen.
No.
They didn't need to happen. And a lot of times they ruin their own race. And I'm not advocating for soft racing, not by any stretch.
It's more measured.
More level-headed.
Yeah.
Right?
Destroying their own race. Here's something controversial. I think that Leclerc destroyed the race for everyone.
Ooh. Hot take from Sahir. Leclerc screwed it up for everybody.
For everybody. Even for the spectators.
Yeah. What do you think should have happened? Like, what's your thought?
He raced the whole race to hold that second position, knowing very well that he's going to lose that second position. So he raced a race that wasn't his. And in part of that, he created a big gap between Verstappen and Lando and Piastri and even Hamilton that would have given us an actual race. But it was just a parade of Verstappen going first. And
it's Verstappen and everybody else, which is, we might as well go back to 2025.
Exactly. I mean, at some point, lap 3, there was a 5-second gap.
Yeah.
How do you lose 5 seconds in a lap?
Yeah. Because when you're fighting at the back, you're losing time. Like, you are not running your fastest laps when you're fighting somebody else.
But you're fighting a race. You're fighting a position that is not yours.
Right.
It was never yours. And yes, if he was fighting for third spot against Hamilton, or, even Piastri at that point was further back, fair game.
Right.
I just feel like he fought for a position that he knew wasn't his. But in doing so, he caused for the whole race to kind of just be a parade.
I agree with you on a lot of that, because there's a time and place to be doing something like that, especially when it's going to benefit one of your teammates up front, or something of that nature. I completely
100%.
get that. And I know there's a lot of people that are in the camp that if Lando can pass him, he should.
Yes, and I'm with you on that too.
Right.
But we all know that the car running in the front is going to run a smooth race. There's no dirty air. There's
right.
No problems, right?
You're smooth sailing.
You're smooth sailing.
Oh.
If you're third and trying to pass the second driver, the second car on the track, you are in so much dirty air. You are racing, unnecessarily using tires, using a lot of stuff, right? To a point where, and then if the second, car in second is being defensive, defending the position and holding it back, you really, at the end of the day, if he had made it in second, I'd be like, okay, good job. Defended the position all race. He didn't.
He's up front going, it's my birthday and I'll drive like I want to.
Yeah, yes. And it's like, and you still ended third. Lando still passed you.
Yeah. He was gonna pass him eventually.
We all knew
he had the tires. He had the car. Like, it's gonna happen.
And I'm not saying that Lando would have won. I'm just saying that it would have been a little bit more
Lando
exciting.
spent most of the race in a Ferrari sandwich.
Yes.
Like, he, taking care, obviously, Oscar did the job of trying to keep Hamilton busy back there. So he didn't have too much pressure, but he should have passed him. He should have passed him earlier.
And I feel like the break happened too quick. The 5-second gap grew into an 8, 9, 10 second, 11 second gap.
It just kept growing the more they fought.
But it happened all before the first pit stop.
Yeah.
And I feel like at lap 3, watching the race live right there,
right.
which, I skipped last year, went the couple of years before that, and I was like, it's a Verstappen parade.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, lap 3, and I'm thinking to myself, this is a Verstappen parade. Because where I was sitting, Verstappen, you can't see around the corner, obviously. Verstappen comes, Verstappen leaves. My whole view, that's lap turn 4, 5, and 6.
There's not another car.
There's no other car?
Yep. There's not a car in sight.
Once Verstappen is gone for a little bit, you see Leclerc. It's like a tractor just coming across. And you're like, oh my God, just let. And then, they swapped positions a couple of times. And when Leclerc gets a position back, the Ferrari people are like, yeah. And all I'm thinking is, he's going to get him. You're fighting a battle that doesn't.
Don't get me wrong. It was exciting and it made for some great racing, behind Verstappen. But
behind Verstappen.
That's just not what we've come to enjoy during this particular season.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it was kind of a flashback to 2025.
Yeah. So.
Not so much.
Because, again, I was just.
I don't disagree with you. I think it could have gone a lot better for McLaren. And I feel like he should have.
And it's not just for McLaren. I really didn't care about that.
Yeah.
From a viewer's perspective, from an entertainment, it was an entertaining race, but from an entertainment perspective,
I want pressure on the front guy.
Yes.
I want pressure on the leaders. Yeah.
100%. And this was a race where,
and he kept that from happening.
And again, we know there's no pressure on the leading vehicle. That leading vehicle is flying.
Yeah.
And it's not going to have any issues.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
and he's good at COTA anyway. Like, he loves that track.
Yeah.
He's always good there.
So, again, I don't think that Lando had a chance to win.
Yeah.
But I think that it could have been just a little bit more exciting.
Yeah.
A little pressure, mistake here and there.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, if he had gotten out in some clear air, he would have had cooler tires.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have worn as fast. He wouldn't have kept as much heat and wear into them. So who knows? He may have had a chance to challenge.
He was closing the gap.
He was.
When he passed him, a portion, and then they messed up in the pit stop.
Right.
Because that's the only reason why he came back out behind him again. He was catching up. Like he was getting some time back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We have a few races left.
We'll see what happens. It's going to be rest of the season is going to be interesting. Like I said, 5 races. We still have 6 open seats, 6 contracts that haven't been signed.
Well, one of the contracts that got signed is COTA, so that's now until
that's true. Is it 2034?
2034.
So 2034. They're building. Man, that was cool. That came out, the whole VIP suite that they're doing at Turn 1.
The amusement park
looks awesome. They got 3 roller coasters on the ground now.
I think they said 30 total.
30 roller coasters?
30 attractions.
Wow.
Is what they're building. And that was part of the presentation with the Exotics Network because I guess he's the owner of COTA.
Yeah.
He was like speaking, and they're doing something where you can take the car on the track, some kind of track experience.
Okay, so here's what I'm hearing from my camp is that there's some talk, and that's exactly what it is right now, is talk of them building more of a club track off of the main track, because right now there's a lot of wear and tear that's happening. They're letting a lot of people on there, and the drivers are complaining of the pavement rippling and spots, and it's not built on the best soil on the planet anyway. It's very much that sandy loam stuff, so it's shifting all the time. So they know that they're going to have to be constantly working on the track, but there's talk of them making a club track and then just having professional races on the main track.
That makes sense.
Which to me is disappointing, but because only members like the Turn 11 folks and whoever's a member of the club that they're going to build are going to have access to the main F1 track.
I feel like it's kind of taking a piece of Nürburgring at this point, right? Because Nürburgring, the Nordschleife, that's the one that's open.
Yeah,
it's really not the competition track,
right?
But at the same time, the attractions, because I remember when I went to the Nürburgring. Yeah. They had a museum and attractions and games and stuff. Right. So I feel like they're trying to kind of take a piece of that.
Yep.
We have to think about the fact that, is that still the latest track that was built for F1?
That's the most recent that's been built.
Because everything else is being done in cities.
Yeah, there's that big one that's supposed to happen in the Middle East that's going to be absolutely wild.
Well, yeah, the Middle East. I forgot about those. Yeah, you probably have Qatar. Or,
Qatar was probably newer than COTA. I have to go back and look that up. I'm not sure.
Because the Middle East ones. Yeah,
but I know
besides that, there's
COTA's trying to make money with that track however they can, whether it's attractions, concerts. I mean, now they got NASCAR that's running. I'm sure that's really good for the track. So as many things that they can do to make money as possible, which I get it.
It's a venue,
right?
At the end of the day, it's a venue that needs to be busy. We've got a lot of people working.
As long as it keeps it focused around motorsports, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. In the drawings, there's a gondola. Okay.
I saw
that goes from Turn 1 down to where the hell they're going to put that down on the front straight. I have no idea. But I'm just thinking about the anticipated traffic on that gondola between, I don't know if that's really necessary, if that's more for...
Probably not.
More for show? I don't know.
Yeah. Traffic in general is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess the VIPs are going to need to have a way to get down to the front straight where they can mingle with the teams and the F1 experience and all that.
They had BMW race taxis.
Yep.
Bringing people back and forth.
Yep.
Yeah, from the VIPs.
Sure did.
Especially from like Turn 11 at the condos.
Yeah.
There's a couple of BMW race taxis that were just zooming
Apparently that new complex is going to have like 2 pools on the top, like a whole entertainment area. Like they're really getting crazy.
Maybe we get an invite.
Hey, we'll see what we can do. Never know. I'll pull some strings. See what we can do. Man, there's excited to see Cadillac obviously come back or go. Or not, I said come back, but coming in 2026. Have you heard the deal with the Colton Huerta?
Yeah. So are they doing an F2 team?
So this kid, like, if you really think about what he's giving up to have a shot at F1, like in IndyCar right now, he is one of the top 2 teams. They're fighting for championships and Indy 500 wins. It's a great team. He's leaving all of that to go race F2 and hopefully have a shot of getting into F1.
He was rumored as a main driver for a little bit for Cadillac. I mean, Cadillac ended up picking the most experienced they can have.
And good for them, right? Like, they made good choices.
Yeah, because, I mean, you have to set up the car.
You ever think about the fact that, like, one of them is 11 and the other one's 77 and how hard that's going to be on the car to see which one? You're going to have to look at the camera pod to see.
And they're going to be like, no, first.
Which driver
is
which?
For the first driver? No, you can be the first driver. It's all good.
Go ahead.
No, it's going to be weird. But, I mean, that always brings me back to the movie with Niki Lauda.
And James Hunt.
And James Hunt,
yep.
right?
Rush.
No.
Isn't it?
It is.
We had this same conversation on the first podcast.
We did. But it's that, again, it's that scene of Niki, getting the car set up.
Right.
If you don't have a good driver that knows how the car should feel, and you just put him in
this car is shit. You can't say that it's a Ferrari.
Yeah, right. But that's your Haas problem.
Yeah.
That's, in my opinion, what has held back Haas for the longest time is they had always rookies in their driver's seats that had no clue how this car should feel. They were just driving,
And I think the thing with Colton Huerta is that, like, and even Hamilton has come out and said, you guys don't give these Indy drivers enough credit or enough points towards their super license or whatever it is.
Yeah.
This you're way undervaluing these people, and that's just not right. So, and I agree with them too. I mean, it's the cars are more powerful. They're actually faster in a top speed. They may not do as many corners, but it's not an easy car to drive by any stretch.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at the F1 cars. The F1 cars have, I mean, it's high tech machines at the end of the day. So no, it is exciting with the direction everything is going. I feel like adding another team is going to make it plus Audi.
Yep.
So you've got a lot of.
I'm really interested to see what Audi brings to the table. Like, it's going to be.
Yeah, see Cadillac. We know it's a new team,
right?
Surprise factor. Audi is really not a new team. I mean, you've got an existing team,
right?
You've got Sauber.
Yeah,
that is an existing team. Sauber has always partnered up with someone else. Sauber, it was Alfa Romeo Sauber. It was always something.
I still got a BMW Sauber today.
So this time it's a little different because Audi is actually taking over the team.
Right.
So they're taking over the team, but it's also an existing team with heritage. So that's where it's like.
Well, and they're going to be a works manufacturer. They're going to be an engine manufacturer too, which is a big deal.
Yeah. But Cadillac has to start from scratch versus Audi. It's all there to a certain extent. Yeah. Now it's just figuring out how to make it happen.
Absolutely. So we got one seat in Red Bull because Yuki's not staying. He's just not. Let's just there's no.
And I have to add, at this point, if they don't figure out what is wrong, you can put anyone in that seat.
Yeah, and they've kind of proven that no matter who goes in that second seat, unless they make some kind of drastic changes, they're not going to be successful with that. So I don't know how you work that out, but work it out for God's sake.
Figure it out. I mean, and again, we talked about this earlier. Having Christian Horner not having Christian Horner anymore might be helpful because now you have an engineer leading the team that maybe will put more emphasis on, hey, this car is doing okay because Verstappen just knows how to work it.
Right.
Let's work on car number 2.
Yeah. And of course, you have my conspiracy theory about the whole Mercedes thing. Like, I seriously think that was just a ploy just like all the politics that happen in Formula One anyway, so that, hey, you need to start listening to me about car setup or I'm going to find somebody that will.
Yeah. And we all know that Christian leaving was partly, Max's doing.
I mean, that his dad has never gotten along with Horner.
His dad has never gotten along with anyone.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Well, another thing, but Mercedes has yet to sign either of their drivers.
They signed Russell.
Oh, did they sign Russell? Oh, when did that happen? I didn't hear about that. Was it this weekend? So Antonelli's still hanging out.
I think.
Okay, so that means that there's only 5 open seats. Because you got one at Red Bull, one at Mercedes now. Alpine, they signed Gasly. So, not Bortoletto. Colapinto, Pinto Bean.
Antonelli is in.
Oh, Antonelli is in. Okay, so that brings it down to only 4. Okay, did not know that. That's good for him.
Colapinto has a 5-year contract.
Does he really?
It's based on Google. So
I don't think he's sticking around. I don't dislike the guy. I don't at all. I think he's struggling.
Well, I think he's struggling, but it's a money thing.
Yep.
And Colapinto has enough.
Right.
That he's
true.
And that's the sad part of Formula One. That's the really sad side of Formula One.
But nobody's been signed at RB yet, right? Like the Racing Bulls. Both of those seats are open, from what I understand.
Let's see.
Pause for information gathering.
Pause.
Friend.
4 open seats. Alpine has 1, so Alpine does have.
Okay, Alpine does have 1.
Racing Bulls.
Okay, so Colapinto's not solidified. Racing Bulls, both of them have not been signed, which I think is probably a smart move.
Red Bull.
Lawless needs to go, I think. I think he had his shot.
I mean, yes, but he's also consistent right now.
He's consistently
It's a sister.
He's consistently running into other people is what he's doing. And then, claiming that it's their fault.
That is true.
I mean,
that he's always involved somehow.
That's all kind of what it is.
Antonelli's also somehow.
Antonelli, but at least Antonelli's not blaming it on somebody else. Antonelli, you listen to his radio, he's like, hey, sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And this time it was
100%. That was not his fault. He cannot be blamed for that.
No. Sainz was just like, here we go.
But that kid set multiple fastest laps during the race. Did you see that?
Antonelli?
Yeah, Antonelli.
Oh, really?
He set the lap, fastest lap of the race multiple times. He's fast. Yeah. He just hasn't learned how to race in Formula One yet.
The fastest lap part has, the taste of it has gone away after there's no more points for it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was the most annoying thing whenever Perez used to pit just to go for the fastest lap.
Yes.
Every single time.
Yep.
It just got annoying at some point. So, I mean, I'm happy that
I
it's
don't
gone,
disagree with that at all.
But the Red Bull was mishandling that rule to perfection.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that's gone. But anyway, so I mean, we'll see. 2026. Obviously, we said that a lot on this podcast, but it's going to be exciting. It's going to be.
I think it's going to be a good lead up too. And then hey, the F1 movie.
Yeah,
they're working on a second one.
They're working on a second one. Yeah, are they going to call it F?
Also, yeah, they're going to call it.
They can't call it F.
Well, it's Brad Pitt is now the team principal, from what I gathered.
Oh, where'd you hear this?
It was just one of their posts. Their Instagram account is back active.
I've heard multiple things. I haven't heard that one. Then he comes back to team principal. I heard that they were going to take it away from F1 and that they were going to, at the end of the movie, he's going to race Baja.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That they were going to do that movie and then possibly do another one behind that and make it a whole,
No, their Instagram account went back active and said something about F2. Racing in F2, and that Brad Pitt is his character is now team principal, welcoming him as team principal
of an F2 team.
I'm assuming.
Oh my gosh!
But another thing that happened while we're at this, F1 going to Apple TV.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's true. That is very true. The numbers on that are absolutely staggering. Just just crazy. So let me get this straight. So you'll still be able to use the F1 app. It's just with an Apple subscription is what I hear.
I got a notification from the F1 app that you no longer can subscribe.
Yeah, but the F1 app isn't going away.
Yeah, the F1 TV app is going away.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
See, I'm not okay with that because they need to, depending on how they do it, you know, I'm judging way ahead of time, right? But the fact that you can switch back and forth like we used to do for the F1 watch parties, we'd have info on one screen and the track map and all the data, and then have the race on another one.
I think Apple will take it to the next level when it comes to that, but I think that they will put a paywall. Because they did the same thing with the MLS. Apple does show the MLS soccer, but there's a paywall. So just having an Apple subscription doesn't get you MLS.
Interesting.
You have to pay extra.
Okay. And I can see that. That makes a lot of sense.
I am excited about it because I am so tired of not being able to watch the race on my TV without having to.
Oh, amen. Yeah, because I've got multiple Samsung TVs, and apparently they don't like each other. And
yeah. And if you watch the Sky
Sports,
Sports, you know, if you listen to them, they have a lot of features that we don't get.
Yeah.
I'll press the red button to get all this data and plus this.
Oh.
And I'm like, well,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, nothing can happen on my
Really?
Right? So yeah, so hopefully it's more of a standalone concept, rather than.
Don't mess this up, Apple. Seriously, like you paid a whole bunch of money to do this.
And I think that they realized the potential when they did the F1 movie.
Yeah,
and they were like,
okay, we're in.
Yeah,
let's go all in.
Yeah,
well, that's good. That's good. Well, I mean, we'll see. Mexico City's next week. I think are we going to go to Rafa's?
We're going.
For that. If they put on, that's going to be nice because I don't have to get up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. and drive from Conroe to go watch a race. So that's going to be. But that's going to be a busy day. Don't we have?
Is it this weekend?
Yeah, it's this weekend.
Oops.
So we've got Maven. And we're going to have to go from Maven to the F1 watch party, man. It's going to be a busy day.
We are going to have to do that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Back to back.
All right. Okay. Well, at least we know where we're going for lunch.
Yeah. That is.
So we got Mexico City and then Vegas, obviously.
Vegas.
Looking forward to Vegas. Should be nice and cool. Be a nice race.
Someone was like, we need to swap Austin and Vegas weekends.
Yeah.
I think it's fair. Because if you look, so I looked at a statistic, it was the temperatures in Austin.
Yeah.
The first 5 years or 6 years, it was in the 70s.
Yeah.
Maybe low 80s.
Right.
The last 5 years, it's been in the mid to high 80s.
Wow.
So,
right. All you climate change people, don't come at me, but.
Just kidding.
Yeah. That's interesting. So it was really nice weather, but all of a sudden
first 5 or 6 races at that track have been in mid 70s.
Maybe we need to swap them.
I think we do. Honestly, I do think, because Vegas is, I mean, even if the temperatures are hot, it's
a night race anyway. Like it's hot. Yeah, it's going to be hot during the day.
Which, I mean, even Austin compared to Houston,
right?
It felt good on the track and it felt good. Anyways, how long have we gone on?
Man, we're going on like an hour and a half. Like it's been a hot minute. So, okay, guys,
we're so back.
We're going to let you go. Man, we got more stuff to talk about. That's kind of surprised, not F1 related. So y'all just catch us on the next one. We'll see ya.